Up for that opening tip-off, and will do so against Paige Bradley. And you wonder, like, why is a guard matching up? It's so that they can just get right into that press, and it is to work that BYU goes with Gibb firing up a corner three that is no good off the back iron, and here come the Chanticleers.
Excellent job by Tessa Grady to box out and secure that rebound, but he's so important to secure the defensive board.
Kristen Williams guarded by freshman Sydney Benali for BYU. Long three is up and short. Offensive rebound. Put back is good. Tracy Houston delivers the first 2 points for the Chanticleers on the road at the Marriott Center.
About that muscle inside, and that's the presence she needs to be on both sides of the ball. Go strong up with the ball, as we saw there.
Brimley Cannon flashes to the high post, splits the defense, and scores with the left hand.
Ooh, I like the sophomore right there in the middle of the heart of the zone. Good decision maker from Cannon and taking that strong to the basket.
Here is Houston. Lost the dribble. Ball is loose and picked up by Rokel. Mariah Hudgens will push. Gibb fakes the three in the corner. To the hoop, is fouled on the leaner from the short corner left, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Transition offense for BYU. They are looking to get those kick-aheads very early, and we see that the wings are running to the corner, so they're really trying to stretch out this full court pressure and identify where they can get a shot early, or as we saw Gibb there, put it on the floor and draw the contact.
There's another look at Kevin Pedersen, 23 wins a season ago, most in program history. As Gibb knocks in the first free throw.
They also made it to the WNIT for the first time ever, their first appearance. So a lot of momentum coming into the season, but returned just 2 players.
Gibb is true on both free throw attempts, in BYU as their first lead of the game at 4-2 with 8:36 to play in the first quarter. Olivia Klanak gives over to Paige Bradley. Bradley with the left-hand dribble drive, tried to force a pass between 2 BYU defenders. Ball is loose and a jump ball.
A lot of Rokel in the right spot at the right time. Number 13 out there for BYU. She's doing a really good job of just staying straight up, not drawing any fouls, but being that second line, the help defense that her team needs when the other opponent gets to the rim.
And there's a turnover given back by BYU off the hands of Hudgens. Bradley will flip it over to Grady. Good backdoor pass, but the layup was altered and a little too strong off the glass. BYU again looking to run. Transition three is long from Hudgens, an air ball, and out to the Chanticleers.
Some nerves you can sense on both sides. A little long on that shot from Hudgens, also on the layup from the freshman, number 12, Klanik, for Coastal, and she is a very talented freshman in the starting lineup for this group, the 5'9" freshman.
Lee Kamard looking for his first win as the head coach of this BYU women's basketball program. Williams, you see the handles, Kristen, and the pull-up just in front of the free throw line is good.
He is smooth.
Cannon will try a three. Got 2 no good. Benali tracks down the offensive rebound on the bounce. To Hudgens. Benali gets it right back. No look pass and a good one to Rokel, who is wide open for the layup. Sydney Benali with the court vision.
The freshman is so special, and not only can she score, but she's a playmaker and keeping her head on a swivel. That was a fantastic high pass so that her big Rokel could just finish high.
New Mexico High School Player of the Year. And representing that Navajo nation. Heard earlier in the day, you don't understand how much of a star she is for the Navajo people as Williams glides in for a left-handed layup to tie it at 6. Benali, another no look, back-to-back assists, and the same duo teaming up, Benali and Lara Rokel.
That's only going to get stronger, that chemistry, and the Benali just so balanced. When you get 2 feet in the paint, a lot of players want to play off 1 foot, and so you have less control on where you can distribute that ball, but because she was on 2 feet, great decision.
Bradley holding, wants Houston inside, nothing there. She'll opt for the left-handed drive, and there's the block shot by Rokel. Gives quickly to Benali. BYU looking to run once again. Cougars trying to force their own chaos. Give for three. The Cougars unable to find the connection from deep thus far.
That's an excellent look, though. Good patience. Keep your feet in the paint and kick out for a three.
Tessa Grady answers right back. How about the pace of this game thus far? And the Chanticleers back in front by one. A deep three from Grady, the junior out of Dublin, Ohio. We'll take our first timeout. 6:04 to play in the opening frame. It's Coastal Carolina and BYU on ESPN. Let's have a flashback. That is BYU head coach Lee Cummard in his BYU playing days between 2005 and 2009. He was the 2008 Mountain West Conference Player of the Year. They call him Spider-Man. Great talent out of Arizona. An assistant coach at BYU on the women's side from 2019 to 2025. And now he is the man in charge. How about 16th in total points at BYU? And that's a prestigious list to have your name on, Kristen.
And 13th in the record books for three-point makes. His boys are going to love those clips, those highlights of him.
So here's a look at some of those BYU goals implemented by Coach Cummard. Win a Big 12 tournament game. BYU has yet to do that and finish again in the top half of the Big 12 conference.
Well, he's got a talented group and a mixture of young talent at the core, but also a transfer and roll call and some players that are now healthy. We've seen Mariah Hudgens coming back off that knee injury. We're going to also see Ari Mackey-Williams, who's going to be a key piece as well.
Benali, with 7 on the shot clock, is tripped up, flips a pass over to Cannon. Her shot misses front iron, and the rebound secured by Coastal.
BYU 0 for 5 from distance in this game. Just has not been able to get those to drop, even though they're looking for him early in transition, and that time on the kick out.
Williams on give. It's good on good. Representing the Chanticleers and Cougars. Williams leaves it short. Offensive rebound by Tatiana Harris. Back out to Williams. Bradley drives inside. Somehow got that pass through the BYU defense, but the layup is missed by Harris. And the Cougars able to get the defensive stop. Give, baseline drive. Wants Rokel. to Cannon, cycled to Benali. Gibb receives again, splitting the defense. And, ooh, I thought that might be an offensive foul. So did the Chanticleer's bench. But it goes as a block. And Lara Rokel is feasting thanks to some great passes from her guards.
And she's got great hands. You can see it. That ball is being whipped in there pretty quickly, but she keeps it high, finishes high, can finish left or right on the rim.
Bradley terminates the dribble, gives to the corner, and the three is missed by Klanak. Benali quickly across the timeline. Hudgens, another open three. That one just long. So BYU now 1 for 8 from beyond the arc, but do maintain their 4-point lead in transition.
Good hands. Cannon getting the poke in there and stripping that ball away.
Klanak with another giveaway. Coastal playing hurry up. Hamlin will try it through from the other side. That one long as well.
The Chanticleers have done a fantastic job defensively on the boards, limiting BYU to just one and done. Cougars just one offensive rebound.
Three is short, but it falls right back to Houston. She'll dribble into the paint, give back to Bradley. It's cycled for a three from Klanak. That's no good. And Rokel is called for the travel as she falls to the ground in the battle for the rebound. Under a minute to play in the first quarter, BYU leading 15-11. Quick breather for Delaney Gibb as she is back onto the floor for the Cougars.
And a rotation of players coming in for Coastal Carolina. I think much needed. You can tell some of the players are grasping for air for the Chanticleers, and taking shot selection is not quite as high, I think, as Coach Pedersen would like. He wants some of his players, especially his youth, to play through their mistakes, but the shooting woes continue, as you can see. He's talking to Klanak right now, the freshman, and she went 2 for 18 in their game on Monday against Miami, Ohio. 0 for 2 in this game.
Both teams struggling from the field. Coastal Carolina 4 for 14 as a team, 29%. BYU 5 of 13 at 39%. Coastal having a hard time holding on to the ball as well. That is their 8th turnover. Hamlin transition 3. BYU unable to capitalize once again.
Well, those shooting woes continue, as you mentioned, Spencer, but for 3-point, we're a combined 2 for 15 between these two teams, and getting good looks. They're just rushed, some nerves.
Benali saves it in. Another turnover from the Chanticleers.
And look at the composure from the freshman, Benali. The facilitator, the floor general, you got to set it up. And heads up play again to Rokel.
Lara Rokel has 8 points, all on point blank open layups. She's got 5 rebounds as well. And how about Sydney Benali with 4 assists in the first quarter?
Well, BYU taking advantage of that backside defense coming all the way up. And that's a big 3 from Williams.
Big shot to beat. BYU possession to open up. Bounce pass inside, and the shot up and missed by Braden Gunlock. Pretty good look. And just like that, turnover number 9 by Coastal Carolina. Benali has her 5th assist. This one in transition off of that live ball turnover as Hamlin scores, and BYU leads by 5.
Oh, the point guard is absolutely dissecting the defense. If they sync up and come too high extended, she's picking apart on the backside, and that time just weaving in and out.
Williams, this time not her best effort from the 3-point line. Did knock down a big one just before the first quarter buzzer expired. Now the pressure again, expected and making an impact. And there's a 10-second violation. So BYU unable to handle the pressure on that instance, or in that instance, I should say, and they give it right back to the Chanticleers.
For the most part, the pressure hasn't necessarily bothered BYU. That's not where their turnovers have come, aside from that 10-second count. But the ball definitely has to be in Sydney Benali's hands or Delaney Gibb to get that across the half court.
Williams. Here's Bradley, 30 feet away straightaway, drives left side, ball poked away, scramble, and another jump ball. Shot clock was winding down. It is Coastal ball with just 3.9 seconds on that shot clock.
You have to love the quick hands from the other freshman, Olivia Hamlin, out there. Prepped at Snow Canyon High School, and she is a player that is ultra competitive and defensively showing what's going to keep her out on the floor.
Williams gives to Bradley. Her three is long as the shot clock buzzer expires. Offensive rebound is tracked down by Bailey Louder, and Williams controls again for the shots. 10th turnover on a bad pass. Hamlin, left-handed layup on the scoop is good. BYU extends their lead to 7 at 21-14. Boy, the turnovers really starting to pile up for Coastal.
11 points for BYU, and that one, Hamlin just going into a second speed where she could finish in transition. Another turnover now.
It's Benali wreaking some havoc.
Here you see Hamlin, just the anticipation and then the finish with the left hand. And this is something for Coach Pedersen that he is very concerned about, because they're missing their first, second, and third string point guard. And they're in trouble right now as BYU sitting with the lead 21-14. We'll be back in a moment.
The Marriott Center, 8:09 to play in the second quarter. BYU with a 21-14 lead in their season opener over the visiting Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina. There is Lara Rokel off to a quick start. Kristen, 8 points. She's on the Lisa Leslie Center of the Year Award watch list. And her Dynamite guard, reigning Big 12 Freshman of the Year, Delaney Gibb, is on the Naismith Player of the Year watch list.
Two very talented players. Rokel, a senior transfer out of College of Charleston, and off to a great start here at BYU in her senior season. And then the sensational Delaney Gibb, who's gotten all 4 of her points in this game at the free throw line, has not been able to connect on a shot, but I imagine she will at some point.
Benally has her 6th assist as that goes down from Braden Gunlock. And BYU now leads by double figures at 24-14.
And here's why you love that if you're Coach Kamard, because she's coming off the exhibition game where she led the team in scoring 15 points. But she knows her role here today as we see a massive finish from Houston inside.
Big answer right there. And wow, did Coastal need that as we look back at Sydney Benali's latest assist.
And a heads-up play to skip that. But watch this and one from Houston. She is winning the physicality battle down low. Late help from Gunlock coming over, the contact.
Much needed bucket for the Chanticleers from Tracy Houston. She'll look to capitalize and make it a three-point play on the free throw.
She got into some foul trouble against Miami, Ohio. Only played 6 minutes in that game, but she has been a factor in this one down low for the Chanticleers.
And that bucket calms down Coastal a bit too, because coming out of that timeout, Kristen, you and I were talking during the break, the Chanticleers were averaging a turnover per minute. They had 11 turnovers in just over 11 minutes of gameplay.
You got to take care of the basketball. And they did have 26 turnovers against Miami, Ohio.
They force a turnover on Brinley Cannon there. Now maybe some momentum building for the Chanticleers. Let's check in with Jasmine Papinga, who's been floating around that Coastal Carolina huddle. What'd you find out, Jasmine?
Yeah, Spencer, in Coastal Carolina's huddle, their main message was that they need to stick together. Paige Bradley, one of their captains, was super vocal in the huddle, encouraging her team. And even though this is Coastal's first ever Big 12 game, it's not Bradley's, who's previously played at TCU. She told me pregame that she warned her team about Big 12 ball, saying it's going to be a dogfight. Spencer.
Thank you, Jasmine. It is physical. And speaking of that physicality, look at Houston go back to work on the offensive glass with the putback.
Tracy, absolutely outstanding. The effort on the glass, go get it out of your area, and then finishing.
Hattie Ogden has Cannon. Hamlin spinning, shot blocked. Houston there to distract. Will take credit for the block, and now Coastal with possession on a 5-0 run. BYU led by 10 just a few moments ago, as Bradley is fouled on the hip check by Benali. And this is what Coastal Carolina does. They just, once they get a little momentum, Kristen, it's hard for opponents not to get sped up and to feel like, okay, we got to rush, we got to be in a hurry. And Lee Kamard said that's probably his #1 concern, is not giving in and being sped up.
When I really felt like it was the reverse, right? Where we saw Coastal was being sped up. But at that timeout, Coach settled them down and said, let's just get on the same page here. Stick together, as Paige Bradley was saying in the timeout. And Houston's been an absolute factor. She's made an impact on both sides of the ball defensively, getting blocks, getting rebounds, and then on the offensive side, she is a force down low.
Houston making the toughness plays most recently right there. The battle with Rokel for the rebound. Just threw it off Rokel, who had a foot on the baseline, and now Coastal will maintain possession. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 6:13 to play before halftime, and the BYU lead is down to 5. Houston on the baseline, lost it, however. How about the quick pass from Benali? Gibb out in front, finishes the layup.
They give her an assist for that, because that was a one dribble and a heads-up play from Benali to get that out quick to Gibb. I think she deserves that assist.
We'll see how they score that. The answer on the attempt from Bailey Lauder is no good. Rokel running the floor and misses her first shot. And she had another layup. Houston. And had to save it in bounds, but you can't save it to yourself that way, so.
And Tracy Houston has a cramp of some sort. She really couldn't move to go get that ball as she's trying to limp off and come out. But watch that heads-up play again from Benali to Gibb, who gathers the ball, goes up strong in transition. Benali now with 7 assists out of the 9 assists for BYU, and the Cougars 9 assists on 10 made field goals.
Brinley Cannon will inbound. Pressure continues from the Chanticleers. Gibb across the timeline and shuffled her feet. as she went to gather for the pass.
With that extended pressure being disruptive, especially right when you cross half court. Essentially, that's an added defender, kind of boxes you in the forced turnover.
7 turnovers by BYU, 13 for Coastal Carolina.
That will be at the top of the list to talk about at half. Just settle down, take care of the basketball, give yourselves a chance in this one, because otherwise they've been playing a pretty clean game.
Good action from the guards there at Coastal, resulting in an open look for Bradley, but she can't connect. Hudgens running the floor. Skip pass for Gibb, almost a steal. Delaney left open for 3. That one's way short. And it falls into the hands of Kristen Williams. Back for Grady. 3, again no good. So the Chanticleers now 2 for 13 from the three-point line. BYU just 2 for 12 from beyond the arc. So that's a combined 4 for 25 between these two squads shooting the 3.
That is not pretty. I'll tell you what has been pretty. The passing, though, that we've seen from the freshman Sydney Benali. The ball's in her hands. Boy, her head is on a swivel. And Williams really had a great first quarter where she was able to create some shots at a big-time 3, but she's been quiet here in the second.
Well, we know Benali can score it. Near turnover. But do you think she cares that she hasn't scored yet as she looks for her first points? Now BYU now equaling Coastal Carolina at 2 for 13 from the three-point line, as that is last touched by BYU and out to Coastal. 7-point Cougar advantage.
Coastal +9 on the rebound margin. They've done a fantastic job. BYU just has 1 offensive rebound. That's huge in this one, because this game would be blown out more in just a 7-point lead because of the boards.
Good backdoor cut. The layup will not drop from Louder. Gibb, step through, has Hudgens, fakes a 3, baseline, and she dragged that right foot on the baseline. There's the 8th turnover by BYU.
Well, the Chants are so good at doubling the basketball and rotating that help. They're going to take risks, and that risk has been paying off the last couple possessions where they're forcing BYU into those turnovers, those travel turnovers.
Both teams in a scoring drought until that from Kristen Williams. She's got 9 points. That ends an over 3-minute scoring drought, and there's a tip pass intended for Rokel off her fingertips. 9th turnover by the Cougars, and BYU's given it away 3 times in the last couple of minutes.
I've seen Williams hit from that spot a couple times. A little sweet spot right at the free throw line, the elbow.
Oh, and it banks in. It all counts the same. As Grimes delivers. Kinsey Grimes out of Mansfield, Texas, the freshman, makes it a 2-point game.
Banks open. Another one of those talented freshmen, Spencer. They've got 3 on this roster, and Grimes, they needed that 3. Now a 2-point game.
That was an authoritative bank. Not all bank shots are created equal. That one had some force coming off the glass.
But I'll tell you, it goes in. No matter how it goes in, it counts. And that was a big one, especially with how poorly both teams have been shooting the 3 ball. Sometimes that opens up the basket. A little bit of confidence now for Coastal to stick to the plan.
4 turnovers by BYU in the last 4 minutes and 38 seconds have brought Coastal right back into this game. Cougars led by as many as 10 in this quarter. It's now down to 2. During the timeout, let's take a look at the Sun Belt Conference preseason poll. Of the 14 teams, Coastal Carolina picked to finish 6th. James Madison leading the way with 9 first-place votes. Again, Coastal a season ago, 23 wins, their first ever appearance in the WNIT.
And they finished 4th last year in the conference, going 12-6, that number. But this is a team that's continuing to build upon that success, but they got a lot of newcomers, 10 new faces to the roster.
Delaney Gibb defended by Grimes, who just knocked down that bank shot 3, and blocks. Gibbs shot out of bounds. 3 minutes even to play before halftime.
Coach Pedersen told us, we know Gibbs is going to get her numbers, but can we make her go 5 of 13, 5 of 14, rather than shooting the ball at an efficient rate? What a pickup from Rokel.
Well, it's poked away from Hamlin, and Rokel there with the good hands again, Kristen, as you pointed out. She scores it. She's into double figures with 10 points on 5 of 7 shooting and 5 rebounds.
So much energy and just effort every single play, and the ball finds her.
That bucket from Rokel ends BYU's own scoring drought of over 3 minutes.
And watch the 6'3" senior. She's constantly moving and just weaving in and out of the key. That is so tough to defend because she's so active around the rim. Runs the floor very well. She's like a deer out there, right? She is just getting up and down the floor.
Olivia Hamlin's going to ask for an assist on that. As Brinley Cannon connects for 3. She shouldn't get the assist, but she's going to ask for it.
I agree with you. Those assists need to keep coming. Big time shot from Cannon. That's her second made 3 in this first half.
Cougars with that 3-point make now just 3 of 14. Identical number from Coastal Carolina shooting the 3 ball. BYU back in front by 7 on their own little 5-0 spurt here as we inch toward halftime. Williams has 9 points. She's 4 of 7 from the field. Trying to get into double figures. That misses left side. And another offensive rebound and putback. Bailey Louder delivers, and the Coastal Carolina fans, and there's a good handful of them in the stands, let their voices be heard.
Watch her go get this ball as she just attacks the missed box out from Hamlin. Got a lot of friends and family in the building. Played at Grantsville High School, a local kid. She was the Utah 3A Player of the Year in 2023-2024.
Free throw is no good. Cannon able to save it into Gibb, and Gibb dribbles out of traffic. Denali cycles to Hamlin, short corner right. Pretty jumper from Olivia Hamlin.
A natural scorer. She knows how to find the basket. She hunts shot, but in an efficient way, and she just is always looking to score.
Big collision at the hoop. And that will send Klanek to the free throw line. 33-26, a minute 39 to play before half. Saturday, we talked about the football slate on ABC. It does feature BYU and Texas Tech. Well, there's a basketball doubleheader as well on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. Beginning at 4 Eastern, this BYU women's team will host San Jose State. Then at 9 Eastern, the 8th-ranked BYU men's team, led by AJ DiBonsa, the freshman phenom. They will host Holy Cross. See every minute on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app.
San Jose State, the women's team, now coached by Jonas Chatterson, a former BYU coach. He was my assistant coach when I played here at BYU, and his first head coaching job. That will be a fun one.
Klanek makes both free throws. So the shot to clear is within 5. And I believe that foul will go against Klanek.
You know, Brinley Cannon is doing a really good job, and she's kind of had a quiet 8 points, 4 rebounds. I know she's hit a couple big threes, but just kind of goes about her business. Shows up, does the dirty work, kind of a blue-collar kid, right? And the top perimeter defender. She works on the offensive side to get an efficient look and just makes plays.
Mariah Hudgens to Hamlin. Gibb left open for 3. That one's long. Hamlin on the putback has her shot swatted. Tessa Grady. She's always got the green light. Chris just thought about for a moment. We'll get it back from Williams. And that should be a travel. It is. And Grady throws the ball down in frustration. 14 first half turnovers by the Chanticleers. 10 for BYU.
Now, Coach Pedersen, when we talked to him about some of those turnovers, he wants his players to play through mistakes. You got to go through it, right? Go through the mud. But some of these are unforced errors, right? Miscues.
Hudgens for three. And Hudgens gives Delaney Gibb the head nod after that one drops in.
Ball movement so crucial when that trap is coming hard and they're chasing the ball. A wide open look in the baseline.
Sydney Benali now has 9 first half assists. 9. BYU as a team has assisted 13 of their 14 made shots. And a whistle and a foul as Grimes is bumped on the way to the hoop. Mackenzie Grimes going to go to the free throw line. Just a tick under 27 seconds to play before the break. Coming up at the half, we'll have our first look at the Big 12's women's basketball documentary called A Different League. We'll also recap the first half with stats and highlights. I can guarantee we will mention turnovers and assists to lead the conversation there.
And you can almost guarantee that's what will be mentioned by the coaches in the locker room, amongst other things they'll talk about.
Grimes missed the first, rattles in the second. Shot clock is off. BYU can hold for the final shot of the half if they choose to do so. 36-29, Cougars in front on their home floor. Big 12 Sun Belt battle. Now 8, and a foul by Grimes.
And that's just the third foul on Coastal Carolina. That's not a bad foul. Not allow Delaney Gibb to get any momentum, kind of going at the basket. You're not putting him on the free throw line because we're not near 5 yet, but now you got 8.6. You got to play solid D. Don't give BYU any more energy, momentum to go into half.
Hamlin to inbound, 8.6. Has Rokel up top. Gibb gets it back. Off the screen of Rokel. Lost it. And a fitting end to the first half on a turnover. The Coastal ball to open up. Houston spinning. Too strong off the glass. Rokel got a hand on it. Then the rebound is tracked down by Mariah Hudgens. Brindley Cannon. Physical play into the paint. And she is fouled shooting, so an early trip to the free throw line for Cannon and the Cougars.
Right out of the half, both teams looking to be aggressive, put the ball on the deck, get to the rim. And that defense rotates, try to attack those gaps.
First free throw from Cannon. Rims off, she'll have one more. Try and push the BYU lead to 8.
She didn't get to the free throw line a lot last year, just 20 of 25, 80%.
That one gets a friendly bounce and down. So it is 37-29. Coastal breaks the BYU pressure. Williams, high post to Houston. Nowhere to go, now finds some relief in Williams, who lost a dribble, but bounces into the corner. Block shot by Cannon on Louder, driving to the cup. And here comes BYU and Delaney Gibb.
That 6'1" frame is disruptive defensively, especially when she's guarding shorter defenders. Cannon doing a good job.
Skip pass from Benali is too tall for Gibb off her fingertips. And there's the 12th BYU turnover of the game.
Great idea, and Benali just is continuing to try to facilitate, but attack the gap. She puts the ball on the floor, pinches the defense, then tries to kick it out. That pass was just a little too high.
Louder has the ball poked away by Gibb. There's turnover 15 for Coastal, and Coach Pedersen is on the officials. Didn't like what happened there. Benali open for 3. She's still searching for her first points as a BYU Cougar officially. I know BYU had an exhibition, but that obviously doesn't count. So Benali has not scored yet. She has certainly made her presence felt in sharing the basketball. BYU now 4 of 17 from the three-point line as a team. You have to wonder if some of that is just the first game, Kristen.
100%. The turnovers and missing shots that they would normally make has a lot to do with the lights on now. This is a live game situation. You got a crowd. The nerves are going to be high.
Rokel and Houston going at an advantage. Rokel, access denied at the hoop. BYU with numbers. Gibb dribbles into a three. No good. Offensive rebound by Lara Rokel, and she'll go to the free throw line. How about that sequence from BYU center?
It is absolutely critical to have that presence inside from Rokel, keeping her body off there, and you see just competing. And then she sprints to the other end to secure this offensive board, gives her team extra opportunities, and they didn't have a lot of those. They only had that one offensive board in the first half, but they're doing a much better job here in the second.
Rokel now has a team best 11 points, 5 of 6 shooting, 7 rebounds. She also has a couple of steals, Kristen.
And this was a question mark for Lee Camard. When you ask him what is something that you still kind of are unsure on, it's been the post play. Who can be the most consistent? Well, Rokel is proving that she can do that here in this game.
Benali, that backside pressure, knocks the ball away. It'll stay with the Chanticleers. And I wondered how aggressive BYU would be in trying to match up with Coastal in this whole pressure front. And it's clear BYU, in many ways, wants to go toe-to-toe with the Chanticleers that way as Rokel comes up with another defensive gem, and she is fouled. No, they're going to say that she touched it, and it'll stay with Coastal. What'd you see there, Kristen?
A lot of pressure right on Rokel. As soon as she got that ball, they are just cinching up that contact, right? There is no space in between. She does a really good job staying off right here. Another block, but then very quickly they cinch that pressure and force the turnover.
Big three goes in from Williams in the left corner. And it feels like when BYU's about to maybe break things open, the Chants have an answer. Hudgens trying to answer with her own three, cannot do so, and a foul on the rebound. It'll go against Houston, I believe. It is Houston. And Lara Rokel is down on the floor and slow to get up.
You see the leadership there from Mariah Hudgens, right? She's talking her through it. Just take some deep breaths, trying to help her just focus. You see the elbow right in the back. That may have knocked the wind out of her just a little bit. That's what was probably taking so long. Even though she got hit kind of in the back, that can definitely take your wind away. She's been an absolute factor for BYU in the middle. 11 points, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks. So active around the rim.
Rokel's pass is stolen there with pressure in the passing lane. And Williams still trying to make that subtle little no-look bounce pass work, but BYU's defense answers again. Transition three from Cannon goes down.
The live ball turnovers very quickly. BYU makes them pay in transition.
Quick trigger on the other side from Grady is no good, and another foul on the rebound. This one against BYU, it'll go against Hudgens.
Well, BYU on this three-point make now 22 points off of the 16 turnovers by the Chants, and they just continue to make them pay. Cannon shoot the ball at a high clip. She's shooting the best three-point ball here in this game. 3 for 5. Everybody else has been struggling from the outside.
That's putting it lightly. And an offensive foul is whistled on Bradley. And the frustration mounting for Coastal Carolina. And that offensive foul takes them to 17 turnovers. 17 turnovers in 23 minutes of game time. And BYU hasn't been much better in ball security with 14 of their own.
And this has been a trend for both of these teams in seasons past. They've struggled to take care of the basketball, and they also want to force turnovers.
Well, Delaney Gibb with the handles to create her own shot, but she's still struggling from the field. And Coach Pedersen said, can we just limit her? Can we hold her to 5 of 13? She's 1 for 9, but here's the thing. Lara Rokel, 5 for 6. Brynlee Cannon, 4 for 6. And Olivia Hamlin, 3 for 5. The other BYU players are picking up where Gibb is not connecting.
But that's something that Coach Pedersen will take, right?
And there's Benali's first collegiate three. And a foul I believe, while the shot was in the air, which will give BYU potentially the ball back.
Oh, what a play right here. Just heads up as you see Louder is way off her line of the ball to recover and get out to Sid Benali. The freshman has had a tremendous performance dishing the ball on this one, and she deserved this three-point shot right here. Her first three as a BYU Cougar, and look at that elbow.
That elbow's up really high into the chin. And I think that's going to go as a flagrant. Now it's just a matter of how egregious the officiating crew rules that flagrant foul to be. We're going to take our media timeout while they look at this. BYU leading by 12 after the made three by Benali, and a potential flagrant foul being adjudicated right now. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Marriott Center. BYU leading 44-32. We were looking at this foul during the three-point shot from Sydney Benali as Houston takes her elbow up in the chin area of Bola Yusuf, and immediately the whistle blows. They stop it. They have upgraded it to a flagrant 1, which means Houston is not ejected. She's going to sit on the bench coming out of the timeout. And now BYU will have 2 free throws, Kristen, and the basketball.
I don't think it was anything malicious, but you're above the head like that, and you are going right into her face with your elbow. It's always going to get looked at, and then they're trying to establish how intentional it was. But I think they got the call right here.
So this, we'll mark this down in the game timeline, with BYU having made that 3 by Sydney Benali to push it to a 12-point lead, which is a game high. Now 2 free throws. Gibb misses the first. She'll have 1 more, but then BYU has the basketball. And had Gibb knocked that in, we're looking at a 7-point possession potential. It still could be that here if Gibb makes his free throw and BYU knocks down another 3. The point is, when you're a road team and you're scraping and clawing and fighting. That's a really tough one for Coach Pedersen to stomach.
Especially at the rate you're turning the basketball over, right? And not being able to hit shots like you want, but that's a tough blow. See how they respond out of this as well as BYU.
Gibb for three. Long. Ball tapped around and eventually secured by the Shants. Williams. It's Tatiana Harris. Williams' three is short. Now Gibb.
And Williams is leading her team with 12 points on 5 of 10 shooting, but that was a contested deep three. That is a tough shot.
Gibb. A crafty dribbling and a nice set drawn up by Lee Camard to get his best player an easier look at the hoop. She now has 9 points.
Purposely putting the ball in her hands. Allow her to create something, create her own shot, get something positive going in the rim.
And how about the block shot by Bola Yusuf? Gibb is ahead, gives it up to Hamlin. Unselfish play right there, and another assist for BYU. Benali pressuring the inbound. And that is knocked off the foot of Kristen Williams, who is very frustrated. How about Sydney Benali making the play after the quick giveaway and score by BYU?
Well, beautiful job on the assist, but next play mentality. Watch Benali right here. She's just right on her. That's a tough pass for Williams, off her leg. And Williams just in frustration, getting after her teammate. They have to be cleaner.
Cannon. Good pump fake and an easy score. Just like that, BYU is in front by 19. So indeed, that stoppage, the flagrant foul, feeling like the wheels are falling off for the Chanticleers here at the halfway point of the third quarter.
Major factor, BYU 13-0 run over the last 2 minutes.
Turnover number 20 by the Chants. Gibb. Bola Yusuf is fouled. Coastal pleading for a travel call there on her footwork near the glass.
And it looked like she took a step before she went into that dribble. BYU's doing a really good job of moving the basketball. That one extra pass, right? Giving up a good shot for a great shot or a better look. And that's the mentality that Lee wants his teams to play with. Share the basketball, everybody will get an opportunity, everybody will get chances to score. But unselfish play right now by the BYU Cougars.
Yusuf's free throw is good. Her first point of the game, 2 rebounds.
Very talented freshman in their exhibition game. Now, she came in and had some big time minutes. Finished with 7 points, 9 rebounds in that game.
Long on the second free throw, so BYU's lead right at 20, 52-32. The Cougars are on a 14-0 run. Lauder has her rebound put back blocked. Williams will try a 3 straight away. That misses way wide right. So 5 turnovers in the last 2:45 for Coastal. And their scoring drought almost to 3 minutes. They missed their last 6 shots. BYU in firm control in their season opener for the moment. We'll be back on ESPN right after this. Lara Rokel in her BYU regular season debut with 11 points, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 2 steals. Kristen, she's living up to the hype of being a Lisa Leslie Center of the Year candidate.
She's been absolutely impactful in this game with her 6'3" frame and moving really well. You can tell she moves well around the rim. Defensively, she's in the right spot. Those 11 points, 8 rebounds. She's physical down there, and that's what she's going to have to be, especially when they start to approach the Big 12 and play some bigs in this league that are really big. TCU's, they've got 5 players over 6'4", a couple 6'7" players, and so she's going to play a crucial role for the Cougars this season.
There's BYU's 15th turnover.
And just unforced. Benali didn't need to give that up to Hudgens.
Louder with the steal. Klanick hands off to Grady, driving baseline right. She lost it. 21st turnover by Coastal Carolina. Hamlin, Bola Yusuf inside. Yusuf scores after the collect. And BYU extends the lead to 22.
You see the Cougars continuing with their pressure. I like this new look defensively by being ultra aggressive and trying to fight fire with fire, right? Coastal, we knew, was coming in with that extended Coastal chaos, the pressure, and BYU is giving them a taste of their own medicine.
16-0 BYU run over the last 3 minutes and 13 seconds. Cougars have made their last 4 shots. They have blown this game wide open here in the 3rd quarter. Still 3:50 to play in this frame. It feels like the 3rd quarter has lasted a long time between the flagrant foul review and some other stoppages.
Those lovely turnovers. Stop it on the dead ball turnovers.
Hamlin for 3, and Yusuf is pulled down by Williams in a mismatch under the hoop for that rebound. Jasmine Papinga has the latest from the BYU huddle. Jasmine?
In the huddle, Coach Kamard was pleased with this group, saying that this physicality and pace is more like us, and let's keep shooting. Let's keep going. In our broadcast meeting, Kamard explained how this team brings competitiveness every day and just continues to be eager to learn, which pays off in game time. Spencer.
Thank you, Jasmine. Checking into the game for BYU is veteran guard Ari Mackey-Williams. Takes the pass. Kristen, it's as Benali fires up a 3 that is long. And Kristen going back to Mackey-Williams as Yusuf is fouled once again. She hasn't played a basketball game for BYU in 963 days.
It's been a long time. 2 ACL tears back-to-back years, and she is what they call auntie on the team. She's the experience, maturity, the calmness when she's out there on the court. And she's trying to enjoy it, she said, because sometimes you take it for granted, but when you have to sit out with those injuries and try to fight back, you really value the game.
Spoke to Ari earlier today and asked her what she felt like her emotions would include when she does eventually get on the floor, and she articulated something close to what you just put out. Just enjoy the moment and trust that my work has put me in a position where I am good enough to be back and I can make an impact. And then you have to trust that your body's okay. That's what 2 ACLs, 1 on each knee. That is so tough mentally.
It says a lot about her to continue to fight back, right? And still be a leader. And she was a leader and a vocal player on the bench the last couple seasons, but very challenging to go through something like that. And this is a player that started 24 of 32 games her sophomore year, shot the ball really well, shot at 36% from 3-point that season.
Well, the officials are going to call over both head coaches here, and trying to figure out maybe if this is a situation where they're deciphering if the bonus is in play after that last foul against Yusuf, who again was going to work on the offensive glass for BYU. Coach Pedersen and Coach Kamard getting the explanation. getting the explanation at the scores table right now. 3:26 to play in the third quarter.
This is so tough as a player and as a coach. It breaks your momentum, right? BYU's had a lot of momentum. You know, you're standing, you're trying to, and the officials got to get it right. They have to get it right. They're doing their job correctly, but.
They are going to put BYU in the bonus. And Yusuf, after the loose ball foul, will shoot 2 free throws. Yusuf's free throw is long and no good. She's got 3 points, all tallied here in the third quarter.
She prepped in an academy in Japan. She's originally from Nigeria. And you can just see the ability that she's going to have. She's so raw still, just hasn't had a lot of time to develop. But under Coach Kamard and his coaching staff, she is going to be a star.
Transition 3 is no good from Grimes. Offensive rebound secured by Lauder. She'll get it right back from Williams, and that one hits off the side of the glass. Oh, that layup won't go. Wow, Coastal can just not buy a bucket right now. Transition 3! How about that? Welcome back, Ari Mackey-Williams.
Spots up calmly, just knocking it down in transition. Boy, they've been missing that most of the game. And she is a very capable three-point shooter for this team.
Almost 3 years with no basketball games played for BYU, and she calmly drills her first 3 off the bench. Absolutely has to feel amazing for an incredible woman. 58-32, BYU leads. That foul will go against Bola Yusuf. 2:31 to play here in the third quarter, and this forever long third quarter just gets longer.
The game ebbs and flows, and we had a track race in the first half, but the second half, as you mentioned, Spencer, it's been much slower with all the whistles and the stoppage.
Grimes to the free throw line for Coastal Carolina to try and end their more than 5-minute scoring drought. They turned it over 7 times in that period. 0 for their last 10 and cannot connect on the free throw. Reminder, Saturday, BYU basketball doubleheader on ESPN+. The women of BYU host San Jose State at 4 Eastern. Then at 9 Eastern, the 8th-ranked BYU men's team welcomes Holy Cross. And there is the merciful end to that 20-0 run by BYU and the aforementioned scoring drop by the Chanticleers. Now 58-33. This was a 7-point game at halftime. And BYU has taken major advantage here in the third quarter of several miscues from the visitors out of Conway, South Carolina. Rokel. That's not going to count because Cannon's going to be whistled for the offensive foul on the drive-in as she ran over one of her opponents and then offered up the pass.
Boy, Rokel's going to make a living, though, on that block. The guards are really looking for her and doing a fantastic job trying to find her when the help side rotates.
Klanik. Sometimes all it takes is just to see something go through the iron in a positive way. And now the lid is off as that triple drops in. Chanticleer's 5 of 24 from distance. BYU not much better, 7 of 28. Hudgens to Rokel at the short corner right, gives it right back to Mariah Hudgens, and now Mackey-Williams with 10 on the shot clock. Ari Mackey-Williams works her way inside with the left hand. That one too strong off the rim. And a foul on the rebound. It'll go against Mackey-Williams.
She got a great look, though. Downhill, left hand, down the lane. As you take a look at AJ DeBonsa.
AJ DeBonsa, 21 points in his debut for BYU in a win over Villanova in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. And to his left, his teammate, another freshman, Xavion Staten. Those guys here to support the BYU women's basketball team.
On the other side, Lauren Davenport, player for BYU last year on this team.
Kristen, I'm not sure what else we could do to lengthen this third quarter, but we're finding
More
new,
whistles.
We're finding new
More
ways.
whistles. You know, the coaches said they want to play fast. Right? And we
Good
saw
luck with that.
We saw that, but you can't help sometimes the whistles and the travels and the fouls, and it's just a part of the game, unfortunately. But it's definitely felt like it has direly slowed here in the second half. You thought you were getting home early tonight.
Yep, that's not happening. The second I thought it, I knew it wasn't happening.
Yep.
I didn't even need to say it. Houston misses the free throw. She'll have one more. Tracy Houston, fifth-year senior, trying to get into double figures and join her teammate, Kristen Williams.
She had a big first half, 9 points, hasn't scored in the second. That's her first point.
Gibb behind the back dribble with the pressure extended by Klanick. Hudgens fakes the three in the corner. We'll give back to Gibb. Still can't find the mark from the three-point line. She's 0 for 8 from distance, 2 of 12. So while Gibb has had a very quiet night, it hasn't really affected BYU's overall team performance.
That's a great sign, though, if you're Coach Kamard, and she's going to shoot her way through this. This is just a momentary shooting slump right here in this game, but a great sign that the offense has been able to be carried by other players. Brindley Cannon specifically, career high 14 points in this game to lead BYU.
Coastal will reset. Hennessy Lou Brown into the game. Little floater with right hand is no good as it skips off the glass and back iron. Gibb secures the rebound, her second. She does have 5 assists, looking for number 6, and Cannon can't connect. Offensive rebound to Rokel. Cycled to Gibb on the skip, spinning. Her pass is tipped and nearly stolen. It'll stay with BYU. 26 seconds to play in the third quarter, 11 seconds on the shot clock. Well, BYU went on a tear. Now they have joined Coastal in the cold shooting. Cougars won for their last 8. The Chants won for their last 13. Coastal Carolina shooting 26% for the game, 12 of 47. BYU up at 43%. Gibb, shot clock winding down, finds Hudgens. That to beat the shot clock buzzer is short. The rebound by Lou Brown. And it's pass. And now given back to Klanick. Misses badly left side.
Boy, wide open look though for Klanick, and you just can't allow that to happen if you're BYU.
Well, Cannon already has a career best 14 points in this game, and she'll look to add to it from the free throw line.
Well, we had a torturous, slow third quarter, but we'll see if the speed can kick up again. And both teams want to play fast, but that is drastically slowed down. And partially give credit to the defense. The extended pressure has been going the entire game by BYU and Coastal Carolina. Had a combined 38 turnovers in this one.
Cannon's first free throw is good, so now 15 points on the night. That's team best. 5 of 9 shooting. 3 3-pointers on 7 attempts from beyond the arc, and now 2 of 3 from the free throw line. This to make it 3 of 4, and she does. 16 points in 24 minutes played.
And continuing to add to that career high for her. I imagine that is going to be the story for Cannon, is she's going to benefit a lot from the attention on Gibb and some of these other players.
The 3 from Williams is long and no good. Bodies on the floor as they fight for the rebound.
Well, the shots still hold the advantage on the boards. I feel like that's one area where Coach Pedersen, and he said it at half, super pleased that we're out rebounding BYU. And right now they're +5 in that category, and they've done a really good job just keeping BYU off the offensive glass and limiting the second chance points.
Coastal's +6 in offensive rebounds, 15-9. And off offensive foul is called. Oh, a delayed signal there. Wasn't sure what it was going to be. But Ari Mackey-Williams drawing the offensive foul as Grimes was driving inside. And
did she lower that shoulder? That's what they're watching to see. And Mackey-Williams for sure sold it as she went down. Grimes, good aggressive drive, but that shoulder and a quick turnover.
Planet can't pay it off. And Rokel is down to the floor. Should be her 10th rebound of the game. She's got a double-double. If so, 11 points. Yep, and 10th rebound.
That's her 3rd career double-double.
So I need to clarify something that you and I were just talking about during the commercial break. I've had conflicting reports on how to say her first name. It's Lada.
Lada Rokel.
Okay, we got to get that right.
I know.
We're starting
We're
early.
gonna say her name a lot this season.
Absolutely, the way that she's going to make an impact on this team. Ari Mackey-Williams, a little Euro step assist. I don't often see the Euro step assist.
She's so patient, right? You watch Mackey-Williams, she never rushes with the ball, and that's kind of that maturity and experience that she brings to the court when she's out there.
Some pushing and shoving inside.
And this is where Hudgens has to be careful. Hudgens pushed her right back. Yeah, that's going on Hudgens. Look at this last play, a beautiful job of Mackey-Williams. And the BYU guard line's done a fantastic job getting downhill, beating the first trap, right? And then forcing that second defender underneath to come off of Rokel. They got to make a decision, but
well, the game gets a little more weird.
That's where you don't want to stack mistakes on top of each other. I mean, BYU's going to get the call as a shove was made.
We're going to have another review here, Kristen.
I think the previous play is under review for a potential unobserved unsporting act.
And we saw a couple of things. There was an initial shove after the made basket by Coastal Carolina on Rokel.
Watch right here. She's going to get shoved in the back, which is not needed from Harris. And then Hudgens, we didn't see, it got clipped early, but Hudgens then shoves Harris.
Took exception to what she saw, so we may have offsetting technical fouls, if you will. We'll be back after we sort it out on ESPN. another lengthy review to sort out the latest probable technical fouls. We find that Mariah Hudgens took exception to a little shove that Tatiana Harris gave to Rokel after Harris scored against Rokel a few seconds before the altercation you're watching on your screen. So the officials are conversing about how they want to rule on this. Storyline of the game right now is BYU in clear control, up 23-62-39, and I mean, it's
coming back to the middle again is the two coaches.
Look, it has not been a great night for Coastal in terms of basketball execution, and those frustrations are boiling over. So when you do finally see a shot going over and it's been physical, sometimes it just happens. You know, emotions boil over, you'll give a little shove, you run back down the floor, but it didn't really get weird until Hudgens decided to be the enforcer.
Which was not needed. In my opinion, Hudgens has to keep her head. She's an experienced player. You
can yell, just avoid any type of physical contact. And they don't like the two hands in the back. Even though it was an egregious shove, it's this game with it being well in hand at BYU, you don't want to see any fight break out, anything that's going to cause significant problems moving forward. You want to nip this in the bud.
Well, we already saw the one flagrant one that went against Houston earlier with the elbow to Bola's face.
Okay, so we're gathering with the explanation just given at the scores table, and we're going to get the official word from the official.
After the successful basket by Coastal Carolina, a defensive foul is called on Black 15. During that dead ball, White 23 is assessed a flagrant 1 for her unsporting act and contact. Play will resume with 2 free throws to Coastal Carolina. Anyone can shoot on Coastal Carolina, and they'll receive the ball at half court with a new 30 on the shot clock.
Well, there you go, a flagrant 1. Wow.
And Hudgens doesn't like the call. So
Hudgens on the bench.
Harris for Coastal Carolina just picks up a personal. It was just a personal foul that they thought, just kind of that shove. Not enough to call a flagrant 1, but because Mariah Hudgens went out of her way to pursue Harris and be that enforcer, they gave her a flagrant 1.
Free throw no good from Klanick. Makes the second, and now Coastal Carolina will have a fresh shot clock and possession of the basketball. Trailing by 22 with 8:48 to play in the game. Williams finds a lane, wanted Klanick in the corner, and Hamlin there to anticipate for the steal. Running the break is Cannon. Can't finish the layup. It's one of the few misfires we've seen from Brindley Cannon on the night. She's done just about everything else at a very high level.
Oh yeah, Olivia Hamlin, she's savvy and she's quick on the defensive end, just jumping into that passing lane, because she didn't overhelp on the drive, but stayed in her lane.
Williams bumps and fouls Ari Mackey-Williams of BYU.
And BYU in the bonus.
We're already with 8:31 to play in the fourth quarter. BYU in the double bonus, shooting 2 for the remainder of the game. It took 89 seconds into the fourth quarter for Coastal Carolina to assess 5 fouls.
A lot of free throws coming up. Becky Williams steps up and knocks it down. Hey, these are freebies. If you're BYU, you're going, thank you very much. Put me on the line. I will take these free throws.
Mackey Williams calmly drains both free throws. She's got 5 points in her return to women's college basketball after more than 2.5 years of sitting out with injuries, including 2 separate ACL tears.
She's played 5 minutes in this game, and she's been incredibly efficient for BYU. I just like her composure when she's out there on the court. And this guard line for the Cougars, for Coach Kamard, is absolutely loaded.
Bola Yusuf down on the ground, tying up Bradley. Rips the ball away at the last moment for good measure. Just say, no, it's mine.
We have not lacked physicality in this game, and that is something that the coaches will applaud both the teams. You're playing hard, you're competing. That's what you want to see out of your teams. Has it been clean? No. I mean, this is anticipated at the very beginning of the season because you're working out a lot of kinks.
BYU possession on the jump ball arrow. And a turnover, steal, and score. Grimes able to take that away from BYU and pay it off. Benali is to Hamlin in front of everyone, has her shot blocked by Grimes. And that didn't look great with Grimes coming down near the base of the hoop, but it seems that she'll be okay.
I think Hamlin is a little more shaken up from that as she's limping a little bit. And watch the hustle play from Grimes, doing a good job getting back. Hard to tell what she did, but she landed a little bit awkward. Olivia will take everything she can in transition. She is lightning fast to get out in front, drawing that contact.
Olivia Hamlin, freshman out of Snow Canyon High School in the southern part of Utah. And the 5'10" guard makes both free throws. She's into double figures with 10 points. 3 different Cougars in double figures now. Hamlin with 10, Rokel with 13, and Cannon with a team best 16. Incredible that Delaney Gibb is not included in that conversation, and it just hasn't really mattered for BYU.
Not been her night, but as you mentioned, other players stepping up.
And Gibb turns it over there. It's her 5th turnover of the game. Does have 9 points. Give away right back to BYU.
How about Bola? Thank you very much. Just put that ball right in my hands. I'll stay straight up at 6'3".
Transition 3 from Sydney Benali. She's got 6 points to go along with her 9 assists, and those 9 assists all happened in the first half from Benali. She's played 26 minutes. Williams, I mean, at times you just see how special she can be.
We've seen that move several times where she just lulls you to sleep, a little quick, whether it's a hesitation behind the back, crossover, so smooth, and then elevates into her shot.
Benali being defended by Williams. Skip pass for Hamlin. To the baseline, wants Yusuf. And Yusuf is bumped and fouled, and she again will go to the free throw line.
And watch Mackie Williams, a nice job just placing that ball right to Benali. As you mentioned, it's been Benali most of the game making the dishes, but this time she's able to spot up a beautiful shot. And we watched her shoot 5 for 9 in that exhibition. She led BYU with 15 points against Western Colorado last week. So we know she can shoot it, but boy, the handles and being able to dish the ball and the composure at the point guard, she's just a young freshman.
Yusuf's first free throw is perfect. She's got 5 points to go along with 5 rebounds. 70-44, all BYU late in this game with 6:44 to play.
Spencer, we've seen 63-point attempts in this game. BYU has shot 32 of them. And that's something that Kamard has told us. We're going to shoot a lot of threes this year.
Williams, no good. Her effort to track down the offensive rebound ends in a deflection that falls to Bradley, and there's a score, and there's a quick turnover. Lauder gets it right back from Williams. Can't finish the left-handed layup. Yusuf is tied up. Possession arrow to Coastal. You love to fight.
You have to applaud the tenacity and the aggressive competitiveness right now that the Chants are playing with. And that's all that Coach Pedersen can ask for, is stick to the plan, because this is what our identity is, this coastal chaos, this defensive presence all game long.
Williams has her 3rd triple of the game.
He is a special player.
Hamlin looking to thread the needle to Braden Gunlock, but that pass too far in front of her. So BYU now with 23 turnovers, Coastal with 25. Williams, you just saw the 17 points, Kristen, after that last three. And the shots looking for more. No good right there. 6 for 30 from the, make it 6 for 31 from the three-point line. And bodies colliding down on the floor as Benali and Williams are tangled up.
And Williams has played 30 minutes in this game, and she just has a motor that doesn't stop. And she's so crucial to what they do offensively, handling the pressure. Even though she played off the ball last year with the injuries we mentioned, she now has to take on a different role because of a necessity. Playing point guard, she has to score. She has to set kind of the tone defensively up top in that pressure. They're doing so much for this team.
Benali. Good on the first free throw. She has 7 points now. BYU now 17 for 23 as a team from the free throw line. Make it 18 of 24, right at 75%. 21 assists by BYU as a team on their 23 makes. I know there's another 23 that's not so great in the turnover category, but 21 assists on 23 makes is wild. Planek for three, quick trigger, no good. Another battle for a rebound. How many jump balls have we had in this game?
Goodness.
It's got to be at least 20.
I lost track. Everyone aggressively going for the board and then to tie it up. Especially if you're big, don't bring that ball down, because if you do, the guards are right there to tie you up.
Williams still pestering Benali.
This is so good for Benali and her development and continue to progress at that point guard spot.
Hamlin finds a wide open lane to the hoop. You see her burstability, Kristen.
It's that quick first step, as you mentioned, just explosive, getting past the defender, and the change of pace. That's what makes her so hard to stay in front of.
A good little pick and roll right there, and splitting the seam for the layup is Bradley, 74-51. Gunlock gives back to Benali. Yusuf finds Gibb in the corner for three. Delaney Gibb throws her hands up towards the heavens and says, finally, thank you.
It's a perfect pass where you get a post catch from Bola inside, and then she looks opposite. This is the ideal time because you see the defense rotate, and it gives Gibb an open look in the baseline, and she really needed that one. The best was her reaction.
Yes, we need to find an alternate angle.
Oh my gosh.
The relief.
You've been there. You've been there as a player, and you know when the ball's just not dropping sometimes, you're trying so hard. But that one came naturally to her. She set her feet and let it fly.
Gibb 3 of 13 on the night. Now 1 for 9 from the three-point line after that make. It comes with just under 5 minutes to play in the game. She's got 12 points, so 4 Cougars now in double figures. Well, if you missed a reminder earlier, I'm giving it to you again. Our ABC Saturday College Football triple header is loaded. The top 2 teams in the Big 12 square off at noon Eastern in raucous Lubbock, Texas, on the heels of College game day. Number 7 BYU unbeaten are the Cougars, trying to stay that way against number 8 Texas Tech, with Cougars as an underdog will need to do so. Then undefeated and third-ranked Texas A&M atop the SEC will take on number 22 Missouri. The day is capped with 4th-ranked Alabama hosting LSU in Tuscaloosa. Each game available on the all-new ESPN app. Planek drives inside and gives back to Bradley for a three that is missed way wide left. Mackie Williams finds Benali. Back to Mackie Williams for a three. That one is short. Bola Youssef and her efforts create another opportunity for BYU.
And chasing the ball out of her territory to try to keep that ball alive.
All right, here's the reaction from Gibb after that three. For a tough shooting night for the superstar for BYU. Oh, we didn't quite, so we missed it. Okay, there you see a little bit of the relief as she walks to the bench, but it was the hands in the air just before that. 77-51. A delay of game is called on Coastal.
You know, the challenge for Delaney Gibb, everybody knows her now, right? Last year she explodes onto the scene as this freshman, this star freshman, earns a Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Well, everybody's going to be game planning for her. She'll be at the top, circled in red. They're going to throw everything they can at her to slow her down and make everyone else around her beat them.
Mackie Williams, Gunlock, Hamlin, cycles Benali, and Ari gets it right back. Three is good, and that is applauded by her head coach, Lee Camard. Fantastic ball movement along the perimeter, and a wide open three is knocked down by Mackie Williams, who has 8 points in 8 minutes and 2 assists as well.
Good, better, best. BYU giving up a good shot for a better one.
And she's got an and one opportunity. What rust after more than 2.5 years away.
And Mackie Williams did not play a minute in the first half. That's tough. As you're coming back off injuries, you just want to play, right? She didn't hit her head. She came in, and boy, has she made a difference, and she's just continued to be aggressive, be a presence out there. Applaud her for coming back after those 2 ACLs. Not getting any time in the first, and she's been aggressive.
Not surprisingly, her bench loves it. BYU on a 12-2 run right now. They've made 5 of their last 6 shots. They have extended the lead to a game-high 31 points, 82-51. A statement for Coach Lee Camard in his first regular season game as the head coach here at BYU.
Well, we anticipated he would shorten up the lineup, but now that they're sitting pretty, he's putting in a couple extra players. We're seeing Heather Hampson out there, Hattie Ogden.
Hamlin is pulled down by Williams. Kristen Williams fighting hard to the end. 17 points on 7 of 15 shooting. 3 of 10 from the three-point line. That's her 4th personal foul. Again, Hamlin will go to the free throw line. Again, BYU's been in the 2-shot bonus since the 8:30 mark here in the 4th quarter. It takes 5 fouls to put an opponent in the 2-shot bonus in an individual quarter. The Chanticleers committed 5 fouls in the first 89 seconds of this 4th frame. Hamlin misses the first free throw. She's got 12 points. This to get to 13. That is good. 5 BYU players in double figures. Led by Brinley Cannon, 16. Lara Rocco with 13. Hamlin with 13 after that free throw you just saw. 12 for Gibb and 10 for Mackie Williams.
Absolutely balanced offensive attack, and they are going to win a lot of games if they can be that balanced.
Second team foul on BYU right there. A hand check. How to go against Braden Gunlock. Freshman out of Big Fork, Montana.
Gunlock, one of those freshmen that they feel like has made a lot of progress since the start of the summer till now and continues to get better. Is Hattie Ogden out of position? Bailey Louder gonna draw the foul, the local kid who got to come home. She didn't find out about this game until the season, and the coaching staff working really hard to schedule this game, especially when you got kids from all over the country. It's really nice to be able to play in their home state and allow family and friends to watch them.
First free throw from Louder. The Tooele product is long. 8 hard-fought rebounds for Louder in 28 minutes played. Just the 2 points. And that one, too, rims off no good. Gunlock with the rebound. Hamlin to Mackie Williams, who didn't quite collect it, and then she commits a quick foul.
Well, it hasn't been pretty, Spencer. We know that. We know usually with the first or second game of the season, but there have been a lot of turnovers.
We're 2 hours and 15 minutes into this broadcast, Kristen, and there
Timing it.
are still 3 minutes and change to play in this game. This is basketball sometimes. It's a fickle sport.
I thought you'd be out of here in an hour and a half the way the first half went.
Another three on the way, and that too is missed by Tessa Grady. Put back also no good. Offensive rebound. Hampson commits the foul against Tracy Houston.
How about the three-point shooting? 6 of 34 for Coastal Carolina. For BYU, 10 of 35. They did a much better job in the second half in the three-point shot, particularly in this fourth quarter, 3 of 4. But
here's a look at the 5 BYU players in double figures. Cannon atop the list, 16 points. Here's some sideways numbers for you in this game as we combine numbers between these teams, Kristen. 51 combined turnovers. 51.
And how about 57 points off turnovers combined?
Wow.
That is a lot of points off turnovers that will be addressed.
51 turnovers and 32 assists combined between the teams. You typically want to see those numbers reversed.
Absolutely. But the assists, that's one thing for sure that's going to be positive for Coach Kamard, because he wants that ball to move. It got a little sticky against Western Colorado last week in their exhibition, but 24 assists on 27 made field goals. That's an incredible number and showcases how well they move the basketball in this game.
There have been 53 missed three-point shots between the teams.
We're in the 50s for a lot of these.
And Coastal hoping that they don't stay in the 50s.
That's right.
Scoring here. It might take something considerable here, given the tough night they've had shooting the ball to get into the 60s. One thing I know for sure is Coach Pedersen will have them playing to the final second. The Coastal chaos worked early and had BYU on their heels for a moment. In the second quarter, a 2-point game. That's about as close as they got. BYU put the 7-point halftime lead and then just blew it wide open in the third quarter.
I think the defense is a little bit ahead of the offense at this point in the season, and it's kind of shown as Planek knocks down a big three. The freshman continues to shoot through her shooting slump in the first couple games.
Again, this team made 240 three-pointers last year.
Well, they're going to shoot a lot, and that's apparent. They've taken 35 of them here in this game in attempts.
Hattie Ogden gives back to Williams. Gunlock. Good seal inside by Hampson, and she scores off the glass.
It was a great seal. That's exactly what she can do when she comes in the game. Utilize her frame, angles, and her strength on the block.
Hattie Ogden will try a three. Short. Hamlin comes flying in. Tried to flip it back out to Ogden, but it's deflected and stolen. Planek. Too strong off the glass. Williams. Ahead for Ogden. To Hamlin. BYU with slow pace, 1:15 to play. No look pass inside, and Hampson now has 4 quick points.
What a move, confident move. She wasn't doing that last year. She was not taking that ball up when she caught it with her back to the basket. She would second guess, but confidence has grown in her.
Grady driving to the short corner right. Offensive rebound, put back, no good from Houston. Ogden has the rebound. 33 seconds to play, 25 on the shot clock for BYU. This should be the Cougars' last offensive offering of the game. Ogden, short jumper is good. Every player that has seen the floor has scored now, with Ogden's bucket going in. So that is 11 different Cougars that have scored. Houston with a bucket.
She was going right at Hampton. Good strong move to the rim.
Gunlock will hold it. Final seconds. Tick off. And BYU goes 90 plus in their season opener.